All right, so for this function I was writing, I knew that I would need something to count time and another function that would open the web browser. So what we did was had to import those two from the Python standard library. And you can find the Python standard library on the web if you just go to Chromium there, and then it's there. I pulled it up already, but you just search for Python standard library on Google and it'll come up. Once you're there, it has a quick search bar over on the left. You can type in there like time or web browser, and we can find those two and read their documentation. And just by reading the documentation, you can figure out if it's the right function for you or not. You can look at the actual code used if you want to, or any description of it. So yeah, if you scroll down, you'll find one called time.ctime, which is current time, and that's what we're going to use. It takes seconds as an input and expresses the current time. So if we go search for web browser, there we are. Yeah, web browser.
This first one?
Yep. It says it provides high-level interface for displaying web pages. So that's another one that we need. And so once we understand them from their documentation or from further Google searching, we can go back to Python and we can input them into our program, which starts with a total number of breaks that you want to take, and that's a user definable variable, which I set to 3 initially. And then it takes in a break count starting at 0, which is going to be your increment device to keep track of how many breaks you've had. So the program just prints out as its first step a string, which is this program started on, concatenated with the function time.ctime, which is the current time, which it'll output. Then it goes into a while loop, which is only run while the break count is less than the total break number. And the break count starts at 0. The total breaks we set to 3, so it'll run through until 3 is reached and then stop. So inside the loop, we've got a function called time.sleep, which we found out about through Python documentation. It just counts a number of seconds that you input. It takes in seconds and delays function until that time interval is passed. The next one is webbrowser.open, a subfunction under web browser we found that just opens any web page you put in as its input. Then we will increment our break count as the last step, and it'll go up through the loop again until, like I said, it reaches 3, and then it'll be done. So it'll show you that video 3 times every 10 seconds the way it's set up right now. We can change that variable in time.sleep to whatever interval we want, and that's how the code works.
Okay.
So if you just hit Control-Shift-B and then hit return, that'll run it, build it in Python and run it. And it says this program started on Tuesday, August 25th at 14/21/23/2015. That's current date and time. And a few seconds have gone by. Let's look at Chromium. It's shaking, so it's telling us it wants us to look at it. And it tried to open the video. Due to my poor YouTube settings, it didn't work, but it would have done it. And it'll do it again here in a few seconds to prove to us that it's going the right way. There it is. And one more time. And then if it stops after that, we'll know it worked properly. So there's our third one. And it stopped. All done.